I didn't almost leave the furry fandom because I stopped loving it. I left because for a while, it felt like there was no place left for me in it. When the day finally came to unbox my fursuit, it was honestly one of the happiest days of my life. I had been waiting for that moment since I first joined the fandom. Years of watching other people unbox theirs, years of imagining what it would feel like to finally see my character in front of me. And when I opened that box and I saw Autumn for the first time, it felt real. Not for attention, not for validation, but because this is something I'd loved, something I worked toward, and something that felt like me. And I couldn't wait to show Autumn off to the world. And then things changed. Not slowly, not quietly, almost all at once. I was publicly called out and ostracized for choosing a specific maker and standing by that decision. And I want to say something clearly here. While I did get my suit from this maker, I do not support the things people have accused them of, including zoophilia and animal abuse. I absolutely do not participate in anything like that. The reason I chose that maker was for their art style. That was my choice, and that was the reason behind my choice. But somehow, that one decision became my entire identity in the eyes of a lot of people. Every post I made early on had someone saying horrible things about me. People calling me a bad person, saying I didn't belong in the fandom, calling me a racist, zoophile, pedophile, like all these crazy accusations, and telling me I should just leave the fandom altogether. Didn't matter what the post was about. It could have been the cutest picture ever, but the harsh comments followed. After a while, I was bracing myself just hitting that post button on Twitter or Instagram. Friends didn't know what to say. Some went quiet, some distanced themselves. I wasn't fighting people. I was just really trying to survive and just exist altogether. It wasn't one big dramatic explosion that almost made me quit. It was just pure exhaustion. Constant awareness that people were watching, waiting for any sort of mistake. Feeling like no matter how genuine I was, it wouldn't matter. And honestly, the fandom stopped feeling safe. Not physically, but emotionally. When something that once brought you joy starts bringing you anxiety instead, you start asking yourself, is it worth it? I stayed because this is something I truly enjoy. When I separate the noise from the fandom itself, I still love what this community represents. Creativity, identity, self-expression, people finding parts of themselves they didn't even know they were allowed to explore. And I didn't want people who were angry at me to decide whether I was allowed to exist here. I didn't want to be forced out because of the suit that I wear. Going through that changed me. It taught me that being liked and being right aren't always the same thing. It taught me that standing your ground doesn't always look loud. Sometimes, it looks like staying quiet and refusing to just disappear. Standing your ground isn't glamorous. It cost a few friendships. It probably cost opportunities, and it cost comfort. But also build something. Over time, people started seeing me for who I actually was, not the decision I made. And I'm so happy that I made so many amazing friends, made so many amazing memories, and traveled to so many amazing places to see those friends, and to be welcomed with open arms. Now, not everyone is okay with that, and honestly, that's okay. I think sometimes in fandom spaces, we forget that disagreement doesn't have to equal exile. You can care about ethics, you can care about accountability, but we also have to care about how we treat each other. For a while, it felt like the suit I wore was louder than my character. Now, it's just a part of me. If I had left, it would have been easier in the short term. But I would have always wondered if I walked away because I truly didn't belong, or because I let other people decide for that for me, what would have happened? So I stayed. Not to win, not to prove anyone wrong, but because I know who I am, and I belong here. And so do you. Thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourself, and of course, I will see you on the next video. Bye.